Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing Draw My Life. It all started out obviously when my parents got married in 1995. Soon after, they had my brother, who was born in 96. Then there was me. I was born in 98. And then there is my sister, who was born in 99. Mind you, I have 7 siblings, so this is going to take a bit. My brother, then born in 01. And then I have a sister, who's born in 03. Another sister, who was born in 05. And then another sister who was born in 07. And then last but not least, my little brother who was born in 09. For me, growing up wasn't any big deal aside from when I got to junior high in 7th grade, when I could start playing some junior high sports, which was volleyball, basketball, and track and field were the things that I loved to do, the sports that I loved. I did them all the way from 7th grade to my senior year, and it was awesome. After my senior year, obviously, is when I graduated in 2016. I honestly didn't know what I wanted to do after high school. I know I had thoughts about going to college or just finding a job and working. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. So 1 month after graduation, I actually met a guy, which is my now husband. His name is Brandon. Then we were just mostly hanging out, and I met him in June, and then we started dating the end of July. Shortly before meeting Brandon, I had planned out with my mom to go to college in the fall, and I was going to be going to a small community college called Eastern Arizona College, and I wanted to go and study music there. After probably about halfway through this first semester, I decided that in-person wasn't really for me. I was away from all my family and Brandon, so I decided I would go and do online school. I know me and Brandon had been talking a lot about eventually getting married, and obviously I didn't know when he would propose, but he did propose in November. After the first semester, I moved back in with my parents, and then some things kind of happened, so I moved in with my then fiance, Brandon. In March of 2017, Brandon and I got married. It was a very last minute put together wedding venue, reception, everything. I believe I got my dress like 2 weeks before we got married. It was very, very last minute planned. In August, I got my first ever real job. I had summer jobs, but this one was like part-time all the time, and it was with a company called Cal Ranch, and they are amazing. In May, I got my associates, which I was so excited. It was just a general studies, but I was so excited to get my associates because it meant a lot of things, a lot of changes, different things that I can go to university and all that fun stuff. So when I picked out a university, the university that I picked was out of state. So we left Arizona and we went to Rexburg, Idaho, where I went to Brigham Young University of Idaho. Ever since I was little, I'd always wanted to become a veterinarian, so the first semester I took veterinarian type classes, which soon figured out that it was not for me. The second semester, I decided to change my degree and go to marriage and family studies. After 2 semesters, I was changed to going online, and so me and my husband, we moved back from Idaho all the way to Arizona, and then we also stayed a month with my parents because we didn't have an apartment or anything like that set up when we moved back. After that 1 month of staying with my parents, my husband actually got a job at one of the places he was trying to get a job at for a long time. And so we were able to get our apartment and move out. And then shortly after, we found out that we were expecting. We were actually really surprised that we found out we were pregnant because it had been taken over a year for us to conceive. In May, we found out the gender, and crazy enough, it was a boy. After all the hard work, I eventually got my bachelor's degree in marriage and family studies at 8 months pregnant. It was a long time, but I'm glad I got it done before our son was born. In September of 2020, we had welcomed our first kid, our little boy, into the world. Shortly around the same time, we had a niece come and stay with us. She was 16 years old, and she just needed a fresh start. I'd have to say in the 9 or so months that she had lived with us, it was a very, very rocky and crazy time. Sadly, after a while, we found out some things and we had to kick our niece out. After a little while, we began to look for a house, a place to really call home and to just find our forever home. We had begun looking for a house and everything. We had a plan all lined up to get a house newly built and things like that. But with all the COVID things and everything going crazy, we had to start looking at other options. And so in September of 2021, we actually put an offer on one of the houses that we were interested in. Through all the craziness, finally in December of 2021, we got to move into our not brand new house, but brand new to us. And it was just awesome that we had finally found a place for us to call home. No joke. 3 days later, after we had moved in, we had our 13-year-old niece come and live with us. She was needing just also another fresh start, and she's also 14 years old now. Things had been going well since we moved in, and so in March of 2020, we actually found out that we were expecting baby number 2, which made us very happy and things like that, but the life ended shortly, and in May of 22, we then had an angel baby. After all the craziness, we had started trying again in July and found out we were expecting baby number 3, which was exciting for us, and it was also scary. We are due in April of 2023. We actually also know the gender, but we haven't told anyone, so only me and my husband knows, and also my doctor too. So after all the craziness of life, things have been going great, and we have never been happier in our house and with our son, and then also baby on the way, plus our niece. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.